It's Tim Albright with AVNation at ISE 2017 with my buddy John from RGB Spectrum. How are you, sir?
Good, Tim. How are you doing?
Good. Good show for you?
It's been really good so far. We're always happy to come to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
It's been a busy show, and we're able to show off some new things, which is always exciting.
So I've known of RGB Spectrum for a lot of years. You guys are getting into the networked AV, the audio and video over the network. First of all, what kind of led you down that product path?
Yeah, sure. Like you said, we've been in business for 30 years, so we have seen the rise of people using AV over IP and asking us for a solution. So we kind of waited to make sure there was the right opportunity for us for demand, and that we could provide a solution that's reliable and has the quality that people expect from RGB Spectrum.
All right, so how does yours work? I mean, just like everybody else, you've got inputs, you've got outputs, and you put it on the network.
Yeah, basically it's real simple. You have an encoder and a decoder.
Yep.
So we are using an H.264 encoder. We can decode 265 streams as well. And one of our differentiating factors is that we're standard 1 gigabit network. So it's a really easy to implement with existing networking gear that you have in your enterprise location. But encoder will encode it, and you can decode the stream on our decoder, as well as one of our wall processors. So our Galileo wall processor is one that has an IP card you can get for network decoding right on a wall processor. So you can add that to your existing wall processor for your video wall or for a multi-viewer if you need that as well.
Yeah, so in other words, you can encode a stream of some sort, and then somewhere down the line, just kind of drop this wall plate in there and plug and go.
Yeah, it works kind of either way. When you think about it, a remote source coming into a video wall, or the other way around. If you have someone who is remotely wanting to view this stream, you could then drag and drop it to an encoder and then have that sent across somewhere else, like on your phone even. And you can use, because we're non-proprietary format, you can use like VLC Media Player to decode the stream and then watch that remotely.
Right. Another thing we were talked about is I want to talk about your user interface, because it reminds me of a video player. It really does. It reminds me of not quite Amazon, but it reminds me of that type of online, something I'm familiar with, something I'm already doing type of experience. When you set out to create that UI, is that what you were going for? Is that what you were, aiming for? Well,
the simplicity certainly was what we're aiming for. So we brought in a user experience designer, which is great, and not everybody always does that, to say, look, we know the user is critical in this juncture, because it may be somebody who's not a really highly trained person who can just simply drag and drop the sources. So yeah, it ends up being a real simple interface with thumbnails that are moving, so you get the update more often, and you can easily see what you want to do. You can have favorites, you can group them together, you can have one source go to many displays if you need to, and not have to go through mounds of menus or different screens to get to that.
And then you just drag and drop.
Drag and drop, literally drag and drop.
Yeah.
Which again, I think for the finger it's still drag and drop, but it's weird.
It works.
It's the same thing, but it's meant to be easier for like a entry-level person who's operating this equipment, whether it's a security center or something like that. And we have other products that do the same sort of thing, where for the admin you have all the controls, but for the user who's just walking up to it, they can just drag and drop, make it easy.
And that's web-based, so you're basically tying straight into the encoder.
Exactly, so that's IT people love this as well, because it is web-based, HTML5 based. So you get the security of that, and we can log into your Active Directory network, so you can restrict permissions to the interface, and you can lock that down as you need to. So
that's great. If somebody's interested in finding out more about RGB Spectrum or that specific product, how do they do that?
It'll be rgb.com, and you'll find everything there.
All right, very good, John. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Tim.
John from RGB Spectrum. I'm Tim Albright from AVNation. Go to avnation.tv to find out more information about us.